Right? Yeah. This is our it's a new patron actually, Scott. Um said check this out. And these are normally the best reactions because I don't know this band and I don't know the song. I don't know nothing about this whatsoever. So these are normally the best ones because people do kind of know what I like really now. So it's very rare I get bad requests now. Um so yeah, but I don't know. I don't know this. I don't know this song. I don't know this artist. So this is all completely new to me. So yeah, let's go. Mm.
Oh yeah, well so it goes, yeah, so it goes. Oh, that sweet alone, there may be stones. Yeah, let's take a chance, showing on the bones. Yeah, go and crash that car, unplug that phone. Yeah, share your belongings, all them clever drawings. Try to make $1 from the grave. Yeah, sell them belongings, all them clever drawings. Yeah, trying to make $1 from the grave.
Hold on. I'm gonna go back a little bit to how his voice is just fire because sounds real. Like it sounds real. Like hopefully I've gone back far enough. There's a little bit of his voice where it broke a bit. I love that. I love that when you hear them. You have them voices that break. But first off, I could have sworn in the first say 10 seconds there was more than just him there. Like what he was doing on guitar. I knew he was doing the drum, but I could have sworn there was someone else on the guitar. Like what he was doing at the beginning sounded definitely sounded like there was more than just him. Um, but yeah, so far, well, this is a real for someone with just with a guitar. This is a real like funky track. This is a yeah. This is not what I was expecting to be fair. Like, but yeah, fire so far. Let's see if I've gone back far enough to hear his voice.
Yeah, go and crash that car, unplug that phone. Yeah, share your belongings, all them clever drawings. Try to make $1 from the grave.
That's
Yeah,
great.
sell them belongings, all them clever drawings. Yeah, trying to make $1 from the grave. Yeah, but who's to blame? Oh, yeah, well, so it goes. Oh, so it
Mm.
goes. Them city boys in country clothes.
This song is fire. I'll go back a bit. But what else is fire is it seems more like the song's playing him. The song's performing him than he's performing the song. Like he's so um so tuned into what he's doing. Like you can just see, like you can tell with certain artists, they do things. Say like pop artists, they do movements and that's choreographed. And then you get artists that do, like say a Freddie Mercury, who does things because it feels. You can see he just feels it in that moment, and that's what this whole thing is. The way he's moving, like he's so like tunnel vision on what he's doing, and but then I suppose he has to because he's doing like the foot stomping thing. If you're not aware you're doing it, like if I'm tapping my foot along to him and you're not aware you're doing it, you can do it. The second you become aware of doing it, your foot just kind of just starts doing what it wants. It's just like you start overthinking it. So the fact that he's able to keep that boom, 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 like even though it's a simple thing, but then I suppose once he's adding in the other thing, the like tambourine sound, yeah, that gets a bit more tricky. Um, but the the splitting your body into two, like Geddy Lee. This is Geddy Lee-ish. Geddy Lee-ish. But yeah, let's go.
In country clothes. Yeah, let's take a chance. Rolling on the ball.
His voice is fire.
Yeah, go crash that car. Unplug that phone. And try to forget all them enemies and debts. Or they'll just chase you out and give you sour dreams.
Now that's harder.
Yeah, try to forget all them enemies and debts. So they'll just chase you out and give you sour dreams. Oh, yeah, well, sure it seems. Oh, sure it seems. Oh, yeah, sure it seems. It sure seems. Yeah, sure go struggle all you like. They put up the good fight. They say that
Jesus.
someday everybody dies alone. Yeah, say go struggle all you like. They put up the good fight. They say that someday everybody dies alone. Oh, but I say who really know. Yeah, I say who really knows. Yeah, who really knows.
At the end? I think so. That's fire. It reminds me of an Eminem line where he says, "I wear a wife beater, but I've still got tricks up my sleeve." There was a lot of like he pulled out a lot of tricks in that. The initial one of him playing the bass drum and tambourine, which I suppose was working as kind of a snare. Um, just that alone is enough. But then he was also adding in like that wow, like where he made the guitar feedback. So he was using the feedback. He was using that thing where you strum up the neck instead of over the whole on the body. A lot of little tricks he was like doing. So I can understand why he was so focused. Um, and so in the moment doing that. That was a great performance. And then add his voice into that. He's got a great voice. I like that. Um, I love them crackly voices when people have like it's just different. I'm not really a massive fan of singers that are like, if you watch, say, like X Factors or Britain's Got Talents or things like that, and you have people that go on there that are like can sing, but there's just something not like. I'd rather hear the realness in someone's voice and like hear the cracking. It's why I like live things as well, because you get that more in the live. You get more of that cracking. You get more of the person's character come across in the voice, and yeah, he had that. He had that down. That was a great performance. I have to watch more, and he reminded me a bit of is it something like I think his name is like the tallest man on earth, something like that. I think it's, yeah, that's like the actual name of the matey, and they're very similar in. But then he had a more, because that tallest man on earth is a lot more like traditional folk songs, kind of. But he seems a bit more experimental, I'd say, because it was folky without a doubt. There was a bit of blues, but then it just had a very modern vibe to it too, in places. But it did have a real raw, like folk kind of feel too. Um, but a great performance, a great performance. Like, that's one of them where, regardless if you don't like the song, you just gotta respect that performance. You gotta respect how zoned in he was on that. It was, yeah, yeah. And he seems, from the way it looks, you can tell from how clear the pictures are on the videos and things, that he seems like he's quite recent. It seems like it's a recent artist. So I don't know why these type of artists. It's the same with Matt Mason. He's like of now, and I don't understand why. Well, I do understand it. It's just not the age for guitars and singer songwriters for the minute. It's drill. Um, yeah, drill music is was popping. But I do think that's coming to its end. I do think people are kind of coming off that bandwagon now. But I'd love to see someone like actual musicians, actual songwriters come back. I do think we need a decade of it. It's been too long. The last, well, I suppose early 2000s was probably the last one, when you got Kings of Leon, and but then you can even argue that that was still off the back of the grunge scene in America and Britpop over here. You could argue that the early 2000s was in its own new thing. It was the dying fumes of a decade past. But anyway, that was a good performance. But yeah, that's the reaction. Sweet.